Hey, what's up guys? Back again with another video. So Halloween is only a couple of days away, so we're going to go ahead and take a look at my favorite games that I'd like to play during Halloween. So we're going to be taking a look at my favorite games that I like to play during Halloween, and we're going to be in my game room for this particular video. Now stay tuned, I have some requests about making an updated game room video, so I may do that in the future. First up is Night Law by Ultimate Play the Game. Released in 1994, this game defined the isometric genre in video games. The game was written by Chris and Tim Stamper, better known for the brothers who formed Rare, who went on to have success with the Nintendo 64 and Xbox console. In Night Law, Saberman has 40 days to find a cure to his werewolf curse. Daytime is shown by the indicator on the bottom right of the screen, and when the day changes from day to night, Saberman transforms into a werewolf and then returns to human form at sunrise. Saberman has 40 days to find a cure. Originally released for the ZX Spectrum, it can be found on your favorite Speccy emulator, or the very excellent Rare Replay compilation on the Xbox One. Cauldron by Palace Software is a 2D shooter platformer for the Commodore 64. The goal of the game is to collect and gather ingredients to concoct a spell that can defeat the Pumpkin King. There are many Halloween-themed enemies in the game, including pumpkins, ghosts, and skulls. Cauldron was actually a game that started its life based on the 1978 movie Halloween, but it was taken into a new direction. The game is a classic and one that should be played at Halloween. Be warned though, the game is brutally difficult. Moving on to 16-bit, Splatterhouse by Namco is a side-scrolling beat-em-up where you control Rick, a psych student who's trapped inside West Mansion. As Rick makes his way through the mansion, he fights hordes of creatures in an attempt to save his girlfriend Jennifer. This was originally an arcade release on the Namco System 1 hardware, and I'm playing the PC Engine port, which is excellent. Initially, the game didn't review very well, but it has since become a cult classic and is a must-play during Halloween. Devil's Crush is a pinball video game developed by Naxat and ported to the Sega Genesis by Technosoft, which is the version I am playing. In Devil's Crash, pinball is played on a free-scrolling playfield that's 3 screens high with 3 pairs of flippers. There are many bonus stages to find and beat as well. This game is one of my go-tos every Halloween, and while it's really hard to choose between this and Pinball Dreams on the Amiga for best pinball game on any system, this one definitely needs to be checked out on Halloween. It's an absolute masterpiece. You knew this one was coming. Super Ghouls and Ghosts by Capcom was released in 1991. It's the third game in the series and is available on many different compilations, and more recently available with the Super NES Classic. In Super Ghouls and Ghosts, Arthur once again must rescue the princess. Emperor Sadius has kidnapped the princess in order to find out where the goddess's bracelet is, which is the only weapon that can destroy the emperor. Once Arthur finds the bracelet, he must repeat the entire journey to defeat Sadius and rescue the princess. Another way of saying that is, you need to beat the game twice in a row in order to receive the true ending. The game is a classic and the easiest in the series, but don't let that fool you, it's still brutally hard. Considered one of the greatest games ever, Castlevania Symphony of the Night is a platform action role-playing game released by Konami in 1997 for the PlayStation and later Sega Saturn. It's a sequel to Castlevania Rondo of Blood for the PC Engine that takes place 4 years later. Alucard has reappeared after Richter Belmont has vanished and arrives at the castle in search of him. Inside the castle, he encounters Death, who warns him to stop and strips all his powers and equipment. Unperturbed, Alucard continues his journey in search of Richter. When the game came out, it didn't do very well in the USA, but since then it's frequently on the greatest games of all time lists, and this game, along with Super Metroid, is responsible for the genre known as Metroidvania. Not a term that I personally am a fan of, but you understand the influence that this game has. Luigis Mansion Dark Moon is the sequel to the very excellent Luigis Mansion that came out for the GameCube in 2001. Dark Moon was released by Nintendo in 2013 and runs on the 3DS. In the game, Luigi must make his way through 5 mansions and recover pieces used to form the Dark Moon. Luigi is equipped with the Poltergust 5000, a vacuum cleaner used to capture ghosts. Throughout the game, the ghosts become more and more powerful. To capture a ghost, Luigi stuns the ghost with his flashlight, then uses the vacuum cleaner to suck the ghost up. Once all the ghosts in a mansion are cleared out, Luigi will move on to the next mansion. Okay, so I cheated a little and I have this game down twice for 2 different systems, but it's that good. One of my all-time favorites. It has a brilliant story, soundtrack, and is a must-play if you are a fan of survival horror. Silent Hill 2 by Konami was released in 2001 for the PlayStation 2, then later ported to the Xbox in 2002. James Sunderland returns to Silent Hill after receiving a letter from his wife Mary, who died of an illness 3 years before. While exploring the town, James meets with many different characters and monsters as he tries to learn the truth about her illness and death. The Xbox version, called Restless Dreams in North America, contains a bonus scenario born from a wish. Konami re-released Silent Hill as part of the Silent Hill HD collection for the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 in 2012. Silent Hill 2 is considered to be one of the greatest survival horror games of all time, and I agree. I've played through this game more times than I can remember and is a staple of mine every Halloween. If you haven't tried it out, what are you waiting for?
But you never did. Well, I'm alone there now. In our special place. Waiting for you.
I got a letter. The name on the envelope said, Mary. My wife's name. It's ridiculous. Couldn't possibly be true. That's what I keep telling myself.
House of the Dead 2 is a first-person gun game on rails with a horror theme. It's the second game in the House of the Dead series that was developed by Sega. Originally released in the arcades on the Sega Naomi hardware, it was ported to the Sega Dreamcast in 1998 as the first home console port of the game. AMS Agent G has gone missing in Venice, Italy, which has incurred a strange zombie outbreak. Agents James Taylor and Gary Stewart are sent to investigate G's disappearance. Considered to be a quarter muncher in the arcades, this is a fun on-rails shooter that has different paths for you to choose for replayability as well as multiple endings. I personally think that this is the best game in the House of the Dead franchise and one well worth checking out.
How could anyone do this? Gee!
Okay, this one. What a game this is. Eternal Darkness on the Nintendo GameCube. This is a psychological horror adventure game released by Silicon Knights and published by Nintendo in 2002. This is the game that laughs in the face of Nintendo's kid-friendly only games. Produced by both Shigeru Miyamoto and the late Satoru Iwata, this game follows the story of Alexandra Roivas, a university student who returns to her family estate after learning about the death of her grandfather who was brutally murdered. Frustrated with the lack of assistance in solving the murder by the police, Alexandra starts to investigate the mansion herself in an attempt to find clues. She finds her grandfather's secret room and a book called The Tomb of Eternal Darkness. As she reads the book, the game switches to each of the accounts of the various people in the past. The game is well known for its sanity effects, which range from subtle changes in the environment to fourth wall breaking effects. It's an absolute masterpiece and easily one of my favorite games ever. Nightmare in the Dark is an arcade game released for the Neo Geo MVS in 2000. This is a fun platform game, very reminiscent of Bubble Bobble or Snow Brothers. You must clear each screen of all enemies by throwing fire at them. As you keep throwing fire, they turn into fireballs, which can then be thrown at the other enemies. There are power-ups and treasures to collect. Each stage has 5 levels, and at the end of the 5th is a boss stage which must be defeated in order to proceed to the next stage. This is a great arcade game and it's available in MAME to check out if you want to take a look for yourself. Deathsmiles Bye Cave is a horizontal shooter released for the arcades in 2007 and later ported to the Xbox 360, iOS, and the PC on Steam. You take the role of an angel to defend the magical land of Gilverado from an invasion by Hell itself. It's a great game with a fantastic gothic art style and Halloween-inspired soundtrack. It's a bullet hell shooter and there is a lot going on, but don't be fooled. This is actually one of the easier bullet hell shooters around, and it's a great entry game for learning how to play and get good at them. I've cleared this game on a single credit at least 5 times, and I'm not very good at shooters. This game is a classic. It's cheap on the PC and Xbox 360, and it's definitely one worth playing. Well, that'll do it for this video, guys. Let me know what you thought about it in the comments below. I want to hear your list of games that you'll be playing during Halloween. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye for now.